On the phone with us this morning, Senator-elect and current Representative Ryan Fattman. Ryan, good morning and congratulations.
Ed, thank you very much. Good morning to you and good morning to all the people listening, and thank you very much for your confidence that you instilled in me.
It was confidence, wasn't it? Because a lot of people, when this campaign first began, did not know you, Ryan.
They didn't, and I took a great amount of effort to make sure that they knew who I was and knew exactly what I was all about. I traveled to 17,025 doors and brought my message of affordability, accountability, reform, and trying to bring Massachusetts in a new direction after many years of the same. And now I think that Senator Moore deserves a lot of respect for his service over 44 years of public service. He's been a great advocate for this district, and I hope and will work very hard to follow in his footsteps.
Do you have big shoes to fill, do you think?
Absolutely. You know, he's been an advocate for the towns of Milford and Hopedale and Mendon and all other 11 towns in the district, and that is something that I am going to work very, very hard to do as well. I am very excited and very humbled at the same time for the support of the voters.
What do you think led to your victory?
I think it was a combination of hard work, and I also think it was combined with people looking for a change. You know, I think that people are very frustrated with the way things are going, whether it had been the gas tax tied to inflation while getting paid to drive to work, some of the illegal immigration problems in the town of Milford. Those are the issues that I campaigned on, wanting to change, and I think that people were ready for it, and that's why I won.
A lot of people told me that you would go to their door, and the next day or the day after, there'd be a handwritten note from you discussing in the letter what you talked about with names of people and things like that. What's that all about? My goodness, that must have taken you some time to do.
It did, and it's a sign of respect. I met a great amount of people who would invite me into their home, share their life story, give me a bottle of water on a hot day, even in some instances feed me and give me dinner. And I just wanted them to know how appreciative I was of their time, of their effort to get to know me, and also to serve as a role model in some ways, because I knew that when I was talking to a little boy or a little girl, whether they be, 5 years old or 10 years old or 15, that the way I conducted myself would reflect upon the way public service should be. And, I wanted to impress upon them that public service is an honorable thing, and oftentimes it gets rejected as a dishonorable thing, and that's one of the things I'd like to try to change.
Senator Moore told me last night in an interview that he's concerned about your commitment. Should residents of the district be?
Absolutely not. My parents taught me, that you respect everybody and you say good things about everybody, and I am blessed for them and their love, and I think that Senator Moore is a great guy. I will work very, very hard for the people of this district. I have for the last 4 years as a state representative. I'm very pleased that I won every single town that I've represented, and won 13 out of the 14 towns in this campaign. And for me, this is all about public service. I look forward to working with Charlie Baker, our next governor. And I've had his ear for the last 6 years. I've known Charlie for a very long time, from the time I was a fellow at the Harvard Kennedy School of Government. And I'm looking forward to getting together with Charlie in victory and talking about what we can do to help Milford. I talk a lot about the circuit breaker for educational services that have been stretched by the inundation of immigrants to the schools. That's something that is going to be a top priority for me, and it's something that I'm planning on making a top priority for the governor, the future governor, our new governor of Massachusetts, Charlie Baker.
Illegal immigration, do you think that issue lifted you to success and to Charlie Baker to success?
I don't think it's the issue that made or broke the campaign, but I think because I talked about it, that meant a lot to people. Immigration is a big problem in the town of Milford, and it spills over into the other towns. I'll never forget walking through the town of Hopedale and meeting the family whose house Matthew Denise who left on August 8th. August 20th, 2011. And that night, Matthew died. And, that's something that you take with you, whether you be the people who watched him leave on his moped that night or the town that observed the tragedy. And so, to me, this is an issue that didn't happen overnight. It happened over the course of decades, and it's something that can be addressed if we put the right policies in place. I'm planning on advocating for those on behalf of all the people of the Worcester-Norfolk District.
How different, Ryan, is the Senate than being a state representative? Could you educate us a little bit about that?
Well, I think there's less people. There's 160 state representatives.
Yeah.
I've spent the last 4 years getting to know the vast majority of them and building relationships so that we can work together. I was a selectman in my hometown of Sutton, and I learned on the local level the importance of education, public safety, funding those, and also unfunded mandates. And so I've worked together across party lines with legislators to make sure, that these issues are addressed. In the state Senate, there's 40 members, and it will take me a little bit less time to get to know everybody. But, I think the emphasis of meeting those individuals, getting to know what motivates them, and working with them will be a huge priority for me. We're not always going to disagree, or agree.
Mm-hmm. Or disagree.
And there's often times where we will disagree. But I think the point is to disagree without being disagreeable. It's something I truly believe in. It's what I've been taught since I was a young boy.
Will you reach out to Senator Moore and Representative Fernandez to ensure a smooth transition?
Absolutely, and I think, I'm looking forward to working with Representative Fernandez. I have actually done that for the last 4 years, being his colleague in the House of Representatives. I congratulate him on his victory. I've heard a lot of great things about John, and I think he's a good man. I'm looking forward to working with him.
Do you have any committee assignments in mind that you'd like to get, do you think, or is it too early?
I think it's a little bit too early. I've got my issues that I care about, the gas tax, which I believe last night was repealed.
Yes.
That was tied to inflation. I think that's a step in the right direction for accountability in our state. Illegal immigration, is something that I am going to work very hard on. Education, making sure that we have circuit breaker funding for, our schools that are being stretched by an immigration problem, and just bringing accountability and affordability back. Those are the issues I ran on. Those are the issues that people elected me on, and that's exactly what I'm going to try to work for.
Representative Ryan Fattman, Senator-elect for the district, we thank you very much for taking the time this morning, and we'll speak to you soon. Thank you very much, sir.
Ed, thanks for having me on, and once again, thank you to all the people who I met over the course of the campaign. It is a truly humbling experience, and I am very grateful for your support. And for those of you who I did not earn your support, I look forward to trying to do that over the next 2 years.
Representative, thank you very much.